Once again, good morning and welcome. Today, the United States Army Military District of Washington, represented by the soldiers of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, and the United States Army Band Pershing's Own, pay a special tribute to several soldiers who are retiring after many years of distinguished service to the United States Army and our nation. Participating in today's review from left to right is the United States Army Band Pershing's Own. Formed in 1922 by then Army Chief of Staff General John J. Pershing, the United States Army Band is the premier band of our senior service. Pershing's Own provides musical support for ceremonies and special events in our nation's capital and throughout the United States. The United States Army Band is under the direction of Major Aaron Morris and led by Drum Major Daniel Ord. Elements of the Old Guard include Honor Guard Company, commanded by Lieutenant Sean Paul Stolarski and led by Sergeant First Class Alfonso Roman. Next online is Battle Hard Company, commanded by Captain James Sager and led by Sergeant First Class Stephen Massey. Next online is Hard Rock Company, commanded by Lieutenant Jake Murphy and led by Sergeant First Class Trevor Carlin. Following is the Commander-in-Chief's Guard, patterned after the unit created by General George Washington in 1770. The Commander-in-Chief's Guard is commanded by Lieutenant Nathan Mapes and led by Staff Sergeant Tyler Wilson. During the American Revolution, musicians wore the reverse colors of their parent infantry unit. The men and women of the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps maintain this tradition by wearing red coats instead of the infantry blue. The Corps is led today by Drum Major John Parks. Ladies and gentlemen, moving into position is the Commander of Troops for today's ceremony, Lieutenant Colonel Peter Van Gel, Commander, 4th Battalion, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. Since the days of the American Revolution, the colors have been one of the most important elements of a military unit. Therefore, taking the center of our formation in just a moment and bearing the national color is the nation's foremost color team, the 3rd Infantry's Continental Color Guard, led by Sergeant Alexis Castellum. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the advancing of the colors. please be seated. The history of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment reflects the growth and development of our nation. 55 well-earned battle streamers, 2 Valorous Unit Awards, 3 Meritorious Unit Commendations, and 5 Superior Unit Awards attest to the Old Guard's record of bravery in action and achievements during peacetime. In 1922, the War Department granted permission for the Old Guard to pass in review with bayonets fixed. The Old Guard will now fix bayonets to the traditional beat of the drum. Ladies and gentlemen, taking the reviewing stand are the reviewing officials for today's ceremony. Colonel Darren R. Smith, Chief Warrant Officer 4 Jennifer D. Alsman, and Command Sergeant Major Richard D. Knott, accompanied by the hosts, Major General Trevor J. Bradenkamp, Commanding General, Joint Task Force National Capital Region and United States Army Military District of Washington, and Command Sergeant Major Roberto Guadarrama, Command Sergeant Major, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the advancing of the colors and remain standing for the playing of the United States National Anthem. Please be seated. Major General Bradenkamp and Command Sergeant Major Guadarrama are now moving into position to honor the retirees. Please feel free to applaud your soldier as they are called. Headquarters, Department of the Army, Special Orders. By order of the Secretary of the Army, the following soldiers of the Department of the Army are retired. Colonel Darren R. Smith, Foreign Area Officer. Chief Warrant Officer 4, Jennifer D. Alsman, Adjutant General. Command Sergeant Major Richard D. Knott, Signal Corps. Colonel Daniel J. Crawford, Signal. Colonel Britt K. Ursliv, Military Intelligence. Colonel Frank J. Fair, Aviation. Colonel Gunnar D. Kersey, Medical. Colonel Jesse K. Ortel, Specialist Corps. Colonel James C. Reed, Military Intelligence. Colonel Roy E. Walker, Field Artillery. Lieutenant Colonel Wynn M. Beers, Foreign Area Officer. Lieutenant Colonel David S. Bickle, Cyber. Lieutenant Colonel John M. Comstock, Foreign Area Officer. Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan D. Gwynn, Aviation. Lieutenant Colonel Robert P. Massey. Lieutenant Colonel Robert C. Ramsey, Armor. Lieutenant Colonel Theodore L. Zagraniski, Strategist. Major David A. Bullard, Military Intelligence. Major Benjamin A. Custer, Signal. Major Yvonne Torres, Strategist. Captain Gennaro V. Leo, Medical. Captain Leona R. Monroe, Logistics. Captain Santiago N. Real, Finance. Chief Warrant Officer 4, Jeremy J. Current, Aviation. Chief Warrant Officer 3, Mark A. Horton, Field Artillery. Command Sergeant Major Thomas L. Ray, Infantry. Command Sergeant Major Jerron T. Wade, Military Intelligence. Sergeant Major Jaleisha Frias, Quartermaster. Master Sergeant Ipa H. Deku, Civil Affairs. Master Sergeant Brian P. Healy, Military Police. Master Sergeant Marvin E. Higgs, Adjutant General. Master Sergeant Jamari A. Hood, Field Artillery. Master Sergeant Shalonda T. Lester, Transportation. Helio V. Murillo, Infantry. Master Sergeant Donald Ruffin, Jr., Quartermaster. Sergeant First Class Stephen R. Brewer, Military Intelligence. Sergeant First Class Aaron M. Carmine, Quartermaster. Sergeant First Class Maureen C. Johnson, Military Police. Sergeant First Class Justin L. Merson, Aviation. Master Sergeant Samuel Ortiz Vasquez, Military Police, and Sergeant First Class Juan Ortiz Vasquez, Military Intelligence. Staff Sergeant Ella I. Green, Medical. Staff Sergeant Colin J. Scarlett, Jr., Military Police. Sergeant First Class Eldine H. Daly Wilson, Adjutant General. We are proud to recognize these soldiers' devotion to our country, and we wish them happiness and prosperity in their well-earned retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the posting of the colors.
Post the colors. Right face.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Bradenkamp.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We started out a little quiet, but then we started picking it up towards the end, so that's really good. It's a great day to be here. I'd like to take a moment and welcome, I think, Lieutenant General Sasseville, the Deputy Chief of the National Guard Bureau, is in attendance. So, sir, thanks for joining us today. But to all the distinguished guests, senior leaders, command sergeants, majors, friends, and above all, the soldiers and families to be honored here, thanks for making the time to attend this retirement ceremony. Welcome to historic Joint Base Myer-Henderson Hall. On behalf of the Secretary of the Army, Christine E. Wormuth, the Chief of Staff of the Army, General Randy George, and the Sergeant Major of the Army, Michael R. Weimer, welcome. Another beautiful day here in the national capital and a great day to be a soldier. Before I address our distinguished retirees and families, I would like to take a moment and thank those who worked hard and tirelessly to make today such a special occasion. On the floor in front of you are the soldiers of the 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, the Army's oldest active duty today. Thanks for your hard work and dedication, and thanks for serving in our Army. I'd also like to thank the members of the U.S. Army's Band, Pershing Zone. As always, you look and sound magnificent and make these ceremonies all the more special, so thank you. The soldiers retiring here today joined the Army to be all they could be. In fact, one soldier, I think, made a join when that was the motto of the Army back in the Cold War. Many joined the Army during Desert Storm and following Desert Shield and Desert Storm. Others joined after the nation was attacked on 9/11, and all have stood ready to meet the challenges and uncertainties of the global war on terror that have brought almost 2 decades of continuous combat operations. They stand here today representing the best of America. Today we honor 45 soldiers and their families for their faithful, dedicated service to our nation and for being all they can be. Collectively, these soldiers represent almost 1,000 years of military service to our nation. Just think about that. That's a millennium, 1,000 years. And I'd like to give a special shout out to the Ortiz family, because I think this is the first one I presided over where we had 2 brothers retiring in the same ceremony. So that's... With service around the globe and in a variety of combat arms, combat support, and combat service support specialties, these soldiers, leaders, and their families answered our nation's call and have not only served during a period of persistent conflict, but also led and trained our young men and women to deploy into harm's way and to do our nation's bidding. Our Army and our nation owes you a debt of gratitude for your service and sacrifice that can never fully be repaid. The medal and U.S. flag are but a small token of appreciation for your service. I would like to take just a moment to talk about our flag, Old Glory. That you receive a flag on the and recognized around the world. We have fought to protect the freedoms in our way of life, and we wear the stars and stripes proudly on our uniform, both home and while deployed. The red color in this flag symbolizes hardiness and valor, which each of you has personified as a soldier and leader in our Army, operating in austere conditions with limited resources and accomplishing difficult missions. The white color refers to the purity and innocence which you have sought to protect both here at home and abroad. And the blue color represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice, which each of you have demonstrated in the conduct of your duties as officers and non-commissioned officers. I'm sure the flag holds special meaning for each of you, as it should, given your service to our nation. As you walk out of Conmy Hall today, take solace in knowing you leave behind a legacy that lives on in the countless soldiers you have trained, mentored, and inspired. The Army is better because of your service. So, ladies and gentlemen, please again, join me in a round of applause for these 45 soldiers. But I would be remiss if I didn't take some time today to thank the family members of each of these retiring soldiers. Your sacrifice and support over the past 20-plus years of service has been foundational to the success of each of these retirees, allowing them to accomplish their assigned missions and serve in the Army that they love. You have remained steadfast in your support during a time of war that necessitated family separations, and for that you will never be adequately compensated. Please accept our eternal thanks on behalf of a grateful nation for all that you have endured as military families. We could not fulfill our obligation to the soldiers, the Army, and the nation without the love and support of our families. So please join me in a round of applause for all the families here today. So to our retiring soldiers, once again, thanks for your service. You are warriors and soldiers for life. So I humbly ask on one last task. Tell the Army story. Help to maintain our all-volunteer Army by sharing your experiences with America's sons and daughters so that they might be inspired to follow in your footsteps and volunteer to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We continue to serve as a shining example around the world because men and women like you have volunteered to serve. So again, on behalf of Secretary Warmoth, General George, Sergeant Major of the Army Weimer, the Joint Task Force National Capital Region, the Military District of Washington, the United States Army, and a proud and grateful nation, thank you, good luck, and Godspeed. This will defend, and be all you can be.
please stand and join in singing the Army Song. The United States Army is honored to have presented today's special ceremony. Thank you for attending and enjoy the rest of your day.